Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going over and showing you how to install the replacement shock absorber here for Lippert Trailair and CURT Flex Air fifth wheel pin boxes. So in regards to compatibility, the shock here actually works with a couple different pin box models. Whether you have the Ultra-Fab Flex Air, you have any of the Trailair air ride pin boxes, or you have the CURT Flex Air, the shock here is going to be an exact fit replacement. Now, this is an exact OEM direct fit replacement part. This isn't made by another manufacturer. This is made directly by the manufacturer of the pin box, so it's going to be an exact bolt-on fit, and it's going to be the same quality as the pin box that we have here. So Lippert actually changed the design of this shock absorber here. On their older models that were branded under Trailair, they used a sticker that had the fill line in there. But the problem was that sticker over time would wear off and it'd eventually work itself loose from the shock absorber. Therefore, we'd lose that mark that we need to inflate our airbag to. Well, they've actually redesigned the shock absorber to now it's actually etched in to the inner tube here. You can see the inflate to this line, there's an arrow, and then we have our line up here. So it's actually etched into the shock absorber now, so you don't have to worry about that sticker falling off. So the missing sticker is one reason you would want to replace your shock absorber. Another one is if the shock absorber is worn out, because these do fail over time depending on how hard we're using them or how long they've been installed. Now, we're kind of playing this by feel in regards to how to tell if the shock absorber is bad. Basically, if you experience excess bouncing here with your pin box here, that means the shock absorber is not returning to the normal position, and therefore that would indicate it's faulty. And if we also take it off and just sort of play with it by hand, it should be pretty easy to compress and retract by hand. That would indicate it's faulty. This one takes a lot of force, almost as much as I'm able to give it in order to compress and retract it. So that would indicate that this is working correctly. But if it moved really easily by hand, that would indicate it's faulty and would need to be replaced. So a lot of it's just playing with it by feel, sort of feeling how the trailer rides as it was new, and replacing it based on those criteria. So the first step of our installation, we do need to make sure we release all the air pressure from our airbag. And then we're going to come up top here with a 3/4 inch socket and wrench and begin by removing this top bolt here. So now we're going to slide the bolt out. Now there's a little bit of tension on that bolt now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of press up on the bottom of the pin box a little bit. Should give us enough leverage to pull the bolt out like so. And then our shock absorber should just tilt down. Now we use that same combination of our 3/4 inch socket and wrench, and we'll remove that bolt on the bottom as well. Go ahead and slide our bolt out, and our shock should come out next. Next, we're going to take our shock assembly here. We want to make sure that this decal here with our inflation line is facing out away from the pin box. We also want to ensure that the outer sleeve is going to be attached at the top here. The inner sleeve is going to go towards the bottom. So we'll go ahead and set it into position now. We'll take our factory hardware here, our factory bolts that we removed. I'll go ahead and thread that on, just loosely thread that. And then I'm going to line up the one on the top. So in order to do that, we're again going to have to lift up from the bottom of the pin box. It doesn't take a lot of force. Get our bolt started there. Once we have that through, we'll install our nylock nut. And then we'll come back with our 3/4 inch wrench and socket and tighten those down. Now there isn't actually a torque spec provided with these. The manufacturer does not specify, so we're just going to be doing it by feel. With the nylock nut, as soon as you get the nylon through the threaded nut there, that's going to serve its purpose there. You don't have to worry about it backing out. You don't want to get it too tight, but again, we're just going to be doing most of this by feel. You can sort of gauge how much pressure it took to release that nut. That's about how much we're going to tighten it. Unfortunately, we just don't have exact torque specifications, so we do need to do this by feel and use our best judgment. So now, once we have both of those bolts tightened down, that's going to do it today for our look at the replacement air shock for Lippert Trailair and CURT Flex Air fifth wheel pin boxes.